Hi, it's Bob at HeCooksForMe.com. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to put together some lemon crumb bars. To make the lemon bars, we've preheated the oven to 350 degrees and we've taken an 8x8 baking dish and greased it just by rubbing butter around the sides and the bottom. Now we're going to mix together the ingredients that go into the crust of the bars. So I'm going to use 1 1/4 cups of flour, 1 1/4 cups of rolled oats. These are just Quaker oatmeal oats. And I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda mixed together there. I have a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 cups of butter that we melted in the microwave, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So first we're going to start with just whisking together all the dry ingredients. So I have the brown sugar there. I'm going to add the flour and the oats and give those a mix together to start. You want to make sure that you don't have any lumps other than the oats in any of this, and that everything gets mixed together pretty good. Now I'm going to add the, oh, there's some brown sugar right there. I'm going to add the granulated sugar and that salt and baking soda. And again, just whisk that all together so it all gets mixed up really good. And once we start adding wet ingredients, I'm not going to whisk anymore. I'm just going to stir, so I'll use a spoon at that point. Now that the dry ingredients are all put together, I'm going to mix the vanilla and the butter together so that they're combined. And then I'll pour that over this batch of the dry ingredients and just stir it in. Until everything's combined here. Then once it's done, we'll press it all into the bottom of the baking dish. Now that I have all of that mixed together, you can see it's pretty much evenly moistened. You don't see any dry spots in there. I'm going to use half of this mixture as the bottom crust on our bars, so I'll just put that into this pan or the baking dish. That's probably about half there. And then you're just going to spread this out and press it down in so that it becomes a nice single layer and about the same consistency or evenness, thickness all the way through. Now we're going to put this in that oven at 350 degrees and we're going to bake it for 15 minutes. While we're baking it, we'll go ahead and put together the custard part of the bars. So I'm just adding all this together and whisking so it all gets combined well. I like to do that lemon juice first because it makes the condensed milk so it's not quite as thick, and all the other stuff mixes in a little bit easier at that point. Alright, that's mixed up pretty good. So now we're just waiting for that crust to come out of the oven. We'll pour this back over the top of it and then we'll bake it again. So our crust just came out of the oven. That was at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. This is that custard that we made, and I'm just going to pour it in an even layer over the top of the crust. And then spread it out so it does make that even layer. And then this is the other half of that crust mixture that we had. And I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top. It's going to make pretty much another full layer, but we aren't going to press it in this time. So it's just going to go all the way over the top like this and make it as even as we can on it as well. So we made that even layer with the second half of the crust mixture, and you can see it has some peaks and valleys in it. It's not exactly a smooth layer, so some of those will get done a bit more than the others, and it'll give texture to go through it. This is going to go back into a 350 degree oven for about 25 minutes. So the lemon bars just came out of the oven. You can see how they're kind of browned around the edges and on those peaks. And so now we're going to let it cool down to room temperature, and then this needs to go into the fridge for half an hour to an hour before you serve it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider hitting that red subscribe button. It really helps if you can share my videos with friends and family that might be interested, or watch some of the other videos on my channel. I hope this dish, or one of my other featured dishes, finds its way into your kitchen soon.